Go! Hey everybody,
Look
Tony and
who it
Chris back
is.
for another TigerSox review.
Yes.
Once again, we have a Hoosier beer, and we have Mr. Gone V6 to thank for that. Our man Chris in Indiana hooked us up with another beer. I think a lot of you in Instagram land are going to recognize this beer and might even be a little jealous because when I went to Untapped and looked up the stats on this beer, I discovered it's only 519 ratings. Yet I've been seeing it all over Instagram, so apparently all 519 of us have been taking the hell out of some pictures. So this has been fairly popular. I have, in fact, been seeing a lot of beers from this brewery on Instagram. Tony's not so much an Instagram guy, so
no, I actually don't use Instagram.
Exactly.
I'm totally not an Instagram guy.
I've certainly been seeing a fair number of pictures of this beer on Tumblr and Instagram, and a fair number of tweets about it. So I guess I'm just in the know. And we have Chris to thank for that. So Tony's going to show you it.
Like a sun rising out of the mountain. It's very loud.
It is the Cocoa Nuggets Milk Stout from 450 North Brewing.
Part of a balanced breakfast.
Indeed. You know, you do have to wonder if I've heard of I don't know what it's called, but apparently the Irish pour Guinness on top of oatmeal oats.
Yes, they do.
And they just let it soak for a bit, and then they eat that as a mash of some kind.
The only way you're going to get me to eat oats is to tamper with them somehow.
Someday maybe we should give that a try. Get some steel cut oats and just pour some of that over it, especially because it's a milk stout, you know, so it might be a little sweet.
Review. Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere down the road. Do we have a brewed on date on the bottom of this can?
Brewed on dates. If it was
Maybe.
there,
I see some
there's
ink,
some
but
blue
yeah,
ink, but there is no, you can't read it.
What's the
Coconut's
description?
double chocolate milk stout. Right there, I'm sold. I'm like, come on, really? Double chocolate milk stout brewed with cocoa powder, Madagascar vanilla beans, and lactose.
All right.
So that sounds pretty damn amazing. And we already know from past reviews, 450 North is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
they don't let us down.
I have yet
They
to.
just don't let us down.
I think the most I could say, the worst I could say about any of their beers is the worst one I've ever had was good.
Was good.
Yeah,
Very,
not
very,
exceptional, but good. You know, yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, this is a very good beer. But all the other beers were like, oh my god,
Exactly. Yeah.
this is a great beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bar is set pretty damn high. But 450 North is just like I said, I think in a previous review, if I lived anywhere near them, I would probably be there quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I'd be buying cases of 450 North beers.
1 pint, 7.9% ABV.
And according to
Like a good chocolate milkshake.
Untapped, we've got 20 IBUs. Okay. I don't know whether that's on the can or no.
No, it's not on here.
Surprisingly, like I said, 519 ratings. I got to admit, I'm very surprised
small,
considering the number of pictures I've seen on Tumblr, Instagram, and tweets about this.
Yeah.
The only one of my friends who actually has reviewed this is our buddy Chris, Mr. Gone V6, who sent this beer to us. So
yes, thank you again, Chris.
And he gave it a 3.75. The cumulative score is 3.43. And yes, thank you, Chris. I didn't want to step on Tony's thank you, but yes, thank you as well.
I will say this, for Chris to give a beer a 3.75, that's actually sort of low for Chris.
Especially a 450 North.
Because I do pay attention to your scores,
Yes,
Chris.
we do.
I pay attention to what you
we both do.
What you rate these beers. And 3.75 for Chris is
Tad low. As
Not
Chad Lowe's
Chad Lowe.
little brother Chad.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Ooh, I'm getting some. That definitely doesn't that look like the bubbles on top of an actual carton of chocolate?
It does actually, yeah.
Wow.
When you first open it.
Like when you're a little kid and you go to elementary school and you get that little cute little carton of milk.
There was a kid who used to call. I went to school with a kid who would call that cow sneeze.
That's vulgar.
Yeah, well, you know,
So
8-year-old boys. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, hello. Lots of foam. Yeah, 8-year-olds. Exactly. So let's try this again with Chris's glass and hope I do a little better. Because Chris thinks I'm a good pourer, and obviously I'm not.
Chris knows that you're a good pourer. We just ended up with
Maybe
the
that's the problem. I really didn't open it all the way because the foam was the bubbles were really kicking up there. Yeah, that's much better.
Indeed.
Unusual head. Look at that head. It's very beads. Like
it is.
Beads. Real
if
small.
I don't know if we can get that in there, but
beads.
Tony's right. It is. It's very beady. It's not. There's foamy and then there's beady, and this is beady. It really truly
very
is.
unusual for stout to have a head like that.
And this is
looks like little eggs, like little fish eggs or something.
Yeah, it does kind of. It looks like roe. That's exactly right. I'm going to describe this carbonation as being medium high. It's very small bubbles, but we got lots and lots and lots
Oh
of them
yeah,
going.
this almost has a nitro kind of
That's true. It does.
activity going on
Yeah.
below, in the lower deck, I should say.
You finally got some settling of your head,
Yeah,
so
I
you
can-
can.
Yeah, that actually is a head. I think that must be the lactose.
You know what? Yeah,
That's
you're right.
very milky.
You're absolutely right.
Like when you over pour milk, like rapidly pour milk, and you get those bubbles that team up and kick up. This is very similar to that.
I smell every single thing you read off on that can. The Madagascar vanilla,
The vanilla is very
the
pronounced.
cocoa powder.
I swear to God, I got just goosebumps smelling this beer. Oh, what a wonderful smell. Oh my God. Seriously. Okay, you got more than
I think actually they should have called this series the Fred and Wilma series. We had the fruity nuggets, we got the cocoa nuggets. It's all clearly Flintstones
You know what would
cereal.
go well with this? A Flintstone diner.
Now see, Tony's has got some sediment floating through it too.
Well, I think the bottom of the can. You're going to have some too in a second. Look how much thicker it is right this second right now.
Ah, yes.
This is much more chocolate milky right here.
That's true.
The density.
That poured out like a chocolate milk. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. The thickness of the beer really intensified as we got down the bottom.
There we go. You can see some of that sediment coming through on the camera. It is sediment, but at the same time, as it's sinking, I'm watching it get smaller and smaller and dissipate. Right. So that movement of Tony pouring the can upside down caused it to loosen from the bottom of the can, come into the beer, but then meld into the beer itself. Exactly. And boy, this still does look like. It reminds me of Yoo-Hoo.
The color now absolutely looks like Yoo-Hoo. It does. The head is so frothy, though. You know what else? This looks like a root beer float head.
It does, actually. You're right.
So this head is really interesting. This is a very distinguishable, unique, almost in a way, head for a beer, especially.
Is this one of the earlier models without the nub? I don't see the nub.
Actually, I think it is because I think the newer ones have the yellow and red.
So. Okay.
All right. Man.
Oh, that's cool. I was just looking for the nub, and I always like to point out the nub because I do believe glassware is important, and you should always try and use if you can't use the exact same glassware, try to use the closest thing at hand. Most recently, when I needed a sponge, I didn't have one. I got one on order from Amazon, but a Tom Collins glass works just as well. It's a long, straight glass. So, look around and see what you got. That's the closest thing. Not everybody has a tulip, but you might have something from your grandmother's, that has sort of a tulipy shape in a glass.
So another great gift if you have a beer lover in your life is it's always nice to give and receive actual beer to drink. But glassware is a great gift for a beer enthusiast in your life. There's so many kinds and styles, and they're not expensive. I mean, you can get a really nice, like, solid, thick stein of glass, and it's still, even those would be under $10. I mean, so it's a good gift in case, you have a birthday or anniversary coming up or something. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, I'm excited.
Thanks again, Chris.
Yes, sir. The cocoa powder is definitely,
Dude, not like that.
Your face. You know what? This is a little more sour than I was expecting.
Yeah.
There's a sourness going on here.
Maybe we took a little too long to drink it.
It can't be that old, though. You said the reviews were 500, or only 500 of them.
There's only 500
That's
of them.
a very small number, indicating it's a new beer.
There's only 500 of them, and it's 519. But they only give it a 3.43. Wow, this is really sour.
It's almost hard to believe that this is a stout because it's sour. There's some tang going on. It's tangy.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Okay, here. Medics, off camera. Can we get security and a nurse and somewhere Chris Leland is watching this, going, no.
Yeah, I always appreciate it, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity to try
it. Of course.
Even though
it's exciting to look at this can and read what it is, and it sounds fantastic. I don't think I hate it as much as you do. I know I don't hate it as much as you do because you made a face I've never seen before. And I drink a lot of beer with this guy. But I'm definitely disappointed. I mean, it's almost got like a raspberry sourness to it. Yeah. Like raspberries right off the vine sourness.
Exactly. Yeah, with the raspberries that have not had proper time to ripen and get their sweetness.
It's bizarre.
With it. It's
very bizarre.
Who?
And I'm having a hard time getting past the sourness because I'm supposed to be trying to find lactose and vanilla and cocoa. I mean, cocoa. How could you avoid cocoa?
Hmm.
Cocoa's so goddamn bitter and strong.
I did have a little bit, a couple of drinks, and I'm going to say that this has probably a low mouthfeel
Mhm.
and not a lot of spikiness to it, despite it being very sour. Um,
I don't really have more to add other than it's just really disappointing. Sorry, my hair keeps getting in the way. Where's
mine
where's
too.
the vanilla? Like seriously, where's the
Well,
vanilla?
to me, I'm almost wondering if the vanilla isn't
The
what's making it so bitter.
scent was there, you know?
But I mean, like vanilla beans until they're sweetened, vanilla itself is actually very bitter.
True. And then
So,
lactose doesn't exactly age well.
mhm.
It's
So that's what I'm.
if it's handled incorrectly. I mean, you think of what milk's going to go sour, so lactose might go hand in hand with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't hate it as much as you. I can tell that you despise this beer, but I'm just not. I mean, it's almost as if someone put a different beer in the can. Because I'm like, okay, here's the can, here's the basic ingredients, you know. Where are they? I don't know. And the room falls silent.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where he just gets up and walks off camera, and you hear an engine start, and he drives away.
So I don't even know who to refer this beer to, because
Yeah,
usually if I don't like a
Guy
beer,
would probably.
I can still at least say, okay, if you like this, you're gonna like this beer, or
Right,
something like
exactly.
that. I had a sour stout at the Creek that night that I met you guys. I can't remember.
Mhm.
I want to say it was
Oh, that's right.
the
Yeah.
brewery, maybe. Uh,
I know which
it
one
was
you're
a tap
talking about.
takeover, and that
Right.
was one of the leftovers from that.
It
It was a sour stout. It was great. I loved it. This I don't. I just wow. Um,
I don't think it's old though. I
I'm
don't.
still appreciative to you, Chris,
Oh,
for sending it
absolutely.
my way because
Totally.
I rather would try it and not like it than still just kind of wonder, gee, wouldn't it be great to, have some idea what that's like?
Exactly. Because
Now I know,
because at this point, I'm willing to try every single 450 North beer they make
hmm
because I've been so impressed with their beers. So absolutely, I want to try
And
this beer.
maybe it's can conditioning that doesn't work for this. Like maybe if you went to 450 North's tap room and had this straight off the tap, it would be
True.
a completely different beer.
Yeah, that's
Maybe it just
possible.
doesn't age in the can particularly
It's
well.
possible. I
Sometimes
mean,
that does happen.
and it's not as if we received this beer in summer where,
That's true.
the box is going to sit outside in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
post a box, until you go grab your mail and it's boils in 110-degree heat for however long. So it's nice and cool here. So that's not it.
No.
I gotta ask, what are you gonna score it? I mean, I'm almost
I'm
afraid.
honestly, I'm going to give it a 0.5.
Oh shit. Well,
Uh,
if nothing else, we've accomplished uncharted territory
I
today.
think that might be the first time I've done that.
Oh my god.
It's amazing to me to think that 450 North has
Wow.
gotten some of the highest scores I've ever given on Untapped,
Yes,
and now is
exactly.
about to get the lowest score I've ever given.
Wow. Wow.
Well, actually, you know what? I think I have to give it a 1
It's in a
point.
can.
I think I have to well, yeah, I have to give it a 1 point because it is in a can, and I'm pretty sure I gave Budweiser a 0.5. I'm not going to give it, yeah, so it can't be the,
That
I'm going to
doesn't.
give it a 1. Actually, I guess I'll have to give it a 1.25 because it is in the can.
Okay. I'll probably go with a 2, but for me, that might be about the lowest I've.
I see we're closing in on our
Yeah,
final
we
minute.
got a
So, Chris,
Baseball's
we
back,
really
by
do
the way.
appreciate it. And yes, baseball is back. Spring training is underway.
J.D. Martinez, the newest Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
You got an awesome player, so I'm jealous because he used to play for my guys. Now
That's
he
it.
plays for your guys.
We're down to 45 seconds.
All right,
So,
we'll say goodbye.
got to say goodbye because if the timer's going to come, whether we want it or two or not.
Cheers.
Once again, thank you, Chris. We really do appreciate it, even though
Yeah,
I didn't
Chris.
care much for the beer.
Thank you. Sir.
Until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank
Clink.
doing it. And cheers.
Bye, everybody.